This SUV can literally float on water, like Noah's Ark had a baby with a Range Rover. It spins in place like a tank, and it delivers over 1,000 kilometers of range. It's called the BYD Yangwang U8L, a $180,000 Chinese beast with 1,180 horsepower that's making German engineers question their life choices. But can you actually buy one in America, Europe, or Australia? Stick around. This is Autoride, and things are about to get weird. Alright, let's address the elephant, or should I say, the floating tank, in the room. Meet the Yangwang U8L, which sounds less like a car and more like a Wi-Fi password your dad would create. Yeah, just connect to Yangwang U8L 5G guest. Yangwang is BYD's ultra-premium brand. Think of it as BYD's answer to Mercedes Maybach, except instead of just being luxurious, it can also survive a biblical flood. The U8L is the extended luxury version. Basically, they took the already insane U8 and said, you know what this needs? More legroom and the ability to confuse marine biologists. This isn't your average hybrid SUV that pretends to save the planet while getting 18 miles per gallon. No, this is a plug-in hybrid that can actually float. Has 4 independent motors, one for each wheel, like it's playing vehicular twister, and a range extender engine that gives it over 1,000 kilometers of driving distance. That's 621 miles for Americans who still think the metric system is just a phase. The U8L looks like it was designed by someone who watched too much Transformers and said, but make it bougie. It's 5.4 meters long, that's about 17.7 feet for those of us who measure everything in football fields. It's 2.05 meters wide and stands almost 1.93 meters tall. To put that in perspective, it's bigger than a Toyota Land Cruiser and nearly the same size as a Mercedes G-Wagon, except this one can actually do what G-Wagon owners pretend theirs can do: go off-road. It sits on a body-on-frame chassis, which is engineer speak for, this thing is built like a brick house. Up front, you get BYD's signature dot matrix LED headlights. Think of it as the car giving you a very expensive wink, an illuminated grille, and shoulders so muscular they make Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson look like he skips arm day. From the side, you've got flush door handles, because regular door handles are apparently so 2015, 23-inch forged wheels that cost more than most people's first car, and sharp window lines that give it a clean, futuristic edge. If Cybertruck and a Bentley Bentayga had a child and sent it to finishing school in Shanghai, this would be it. At the rear, you get hidden taillights, because subtlety is key when you're driving a floating tank, a powered split tailgate, and a massive Yangwang badge to remind everyone that yes, you spent mortgage-level money on a Chinese SUV. And no, you don't care what Karen from the HOA thinks. The ground clearance is adjustable with BYD's Dices P hydraulic suspension. It's like those hydraulic lowriders from the 90s music videos, except instead of bouncing to Snoop Dogg, you're bouncing over boulders. There's also an off-road master edition with roof racks, snorkels, and a side ladder for people who actually use their SUVs for more than Whole Foods runs. Under the hood, or should we say under the technological sorcery, lies one of the most advanced drivetrains in the world. And I'm not exaggerating. This thing makes Tesla's Plaid look like a golf cart with ambition. The U8L uses a 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. But here's the twist, it's not connected to the wheels. It works purely as a generator, like a really expensive, really powerful extension cord. It feeds energy to a 49 kilowatt-hour blade battery, BYD's famous battery that can survive being stabbed with a nail without exploding, which is more than I can say for my laptop battery. That battery powers 4 independent electric motors, one for each wheel. Each motor produces roughly 295 horsepower, giving a combined output of, wait for it, 1,180 horsepower. That's 1,184 in some specs, but who's counting when you're already in absolutely unnecessary territory? We're also talking 1,280 newton-meters of torque, which is the kind of number that makes physics teachers weep. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, 3 seconds. For context, that's faster than a Porsche 911. And this thing weighs as much as a small elephant. Top speed is 200 kilometers per hour. That's about 124 miles per hour. Electronically limited, probably because at higher speeds it might achieve liftoff and BYD's lawyers got nervous. This 3.6-ton machine, that's over 7,900 pounds or roughly the weight of 2 Honda Civics duct taped together, moves like a sports car. And yet, it can float in water for up to 30 minutes at 3 kilometers per hour. Let that sink in or float. Whatever. It can turn 360 degrees like a tank, or crab walk sideways using precise control of each wheel. BYD calls this the E to the power of 4 platform, which sounds like a rejected Elon Musk company name. This system is so advanced that it can keep the car stable even with a tire blowout, adjusting torque 1,000 times per second. For comparison, I can barely adjust my life choices once per year. The U8L gives you 180 kilometers of pure electric range. That's about 112 miles. Not spectacular for an EV, but remember, this thing has a gas-powered generator on board. When the petrol engine kicks in, total range stretches to 1,000 kilometers. That's 621 miles. You could drive from Los Angeles to San Francisco and back without stopping, which means you'd have to actually hang out in San Francisco. Tough trade-off. You can fast charge up to 110 kilowatts, reaching 80% in around 18 minutes, just enough time to grab overpriced airport coffee and regret your life choices. There's also V2L, vehicle to load, support up to 6 kilowatts, meaning you can power your home, campsite, or an entire Thanksgiving dinner if your relatives are weird enough to deep-fry turkeys in your driveway. It can power electric tools or home appliances for over 24 hours, which is perfect for when the apocalypse comes, but you still need to charge your iPhone. The U8L isn't afraid of rough terrain. In fact, it laughs in the face of rough terrain while sipping champagne and listening to classical music. It has independent wheel control. Each wheel literally does its own thing like they're in a boy band, but refusing to coordinate choreography. The ride height is adjustable, and it has a wading depth of 1,400 millimeters. That's 4.6 feet of water. For reference, that's deeper than most Americans' understanding of the metric system. And yes, it can float. BYD designed it to stay buoyant in emergencies for up to 30 minutes, using motor torque to maneuver like a very expensive, very confused boat. The wheels act as propellers. I repeat, the wheels act as propellers. Engineers at Land Rover are currently updating their resumes. For off-road enthusiasts, this isn't just next level, it's a whole new dimension. It's like playing a video game where someone enabled cheat codes, except it's real life and costs $180,000. Step inside, and you're not entering a car. You're entering a collaboration between NASA, a 5-star hotel, and someone's fever dream about the future. The U8L offers a 2+2+2 seating layout, 6 passengers total, with zero-gravity recliners in the second row. Yes, zero gravity. Because why should astronauts have all the fun? The cabin volume is a massive 5.3 cubic meters, which is more space than most New York City apartments and significantly more luxurious. Premium Napa leather is everywhere. On the seats, on the dashboard, probably on the floor mats. There's real wood trim, soft touch panels, and enough ambient lighting options to host a rave for very sophisticated people who drink mineral water. You get a 23.6-inch digital driver display, because a regular dashboard is for peasants, a 12.8-inch central touchscreen, and another 23.6-inch passenger screen up front. That's over 60 inches of screens in the front row alone. For comparison, most Americans have smaller TVs in their bedrooms. Rear passengers, they each get individual entertainment screens, full recline options, heating, cooling, and massage functions. It's basically business class on Emirates, except you're stuck, in traffic, on the 405 freeway instead of flying to Dubai. Audio comes from a 22-speaker premium system that surrounds you with crystal clarity. You could listen to Nickelback, and it would still sound good. That's how good this system is. Full ambient mood lighting controls the vibe. Romantic dinner? Check. Existential crisis at 2 a.m.? Also check. It's tech, comfort, and opulence fused together in a way that makes Bentley executives nervously check their stock prices. BYD loaded the U8L with 38 sensors. 38. That's more sensors than most people have functional brain cells on Monday morning. We're talking 3 LiDARs, because one LiDAR is apparently for amateurs, multiple radars, and HD cameras all around. It's like having a very expensive, very judgmental guardian angel watching your every move. Features include adaptive cruise control, the car drives itself in traffic so you can stress-eat snacks, lane centering, stays in lane better than most Uber drivers, collision prevention, saves you from yourself, automatic parking, because parallel parking is hard and we're tired of pretending it's not, and off-road assist modes, for when you accidentally take a wrong turn and end up in the wilderness. The strong body-on-frame construction combined with active suspension gives this SUV incredible stability even on terrain that would make a mountain goat reconsider its life choices. And remember, even with a tire blowout, the U8L can keep itself balanced using instant torque adjustments. It's safer than most people's life decisions. In China, the standard U8 Premium Edition sells for 1,098,000 RMB, roughly 150,000 US dollars. The U8L Luxury Edition, with its longer body and upgraded interior, starts at 1,280,000 RMB. That's about $179,800 to $181,000 USD. That puts it in direct competition with the Range Rover Autobiography, which can't float. Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600 also can't float. And Toyota Land Cruiser 300 GR Sport definitely can't float. Sensing a pattern here? Here's the kicker. It's cheaper than a Bentley Bentayga or Rolls-Royce Cullinan, but has literally twice the technology and can survive a flood. The Bentley gives you prestige. The Yangwang gives you prestige and amphibious capabilities. Tough choice, I know. Here's the part where American viewers start crying into their double bacon cheeseburgers. Australia. Right-hand drive prototypes have been tested. Launch expected late 2025 to early 2026. Australians might actually get to buy a car that's more over-the-top than their wildlife. Congratulations, mates. Europe. Yangwang brand confirmed to debut in 2026, starting with the U8 and U9, the flying supercar. Yes, really. Europeans will soon be floating through the Alps in style. America and Canada. Awkward silence. No official timeline yet. BYD hasn't confirmed U8's entry due to strict regulations, tariffs, and the fact that Americans are still figuring out if Chinese EVs are friends or foes. Possibly 2026 or later, but don't hold your breath. You're more likely to see Bigfoot driving one first. India. BYD operates locally, but no U8 plans announced yet. Right-hand drive models could arrive after 2026, depending on demand and whether anyone wants to float through monsoon season in an $18,000 SUV. So if you're in Europe or Australia, congratulations! You might see this amphibious monster on your streets within 12 months. Americans, keep dreaming and writing angry letters to Congress.